Hi guys, this is Mishel, Deception Bytes, and I am back. It is June 6th. It's 9:06 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and there's no new Q to report on. We are up to date on Q, but I know that you guys still like to be kept abreast of what else is happening and other connections that are being made and extra research. So that's what I'm going to do. I do have a couple things to go over with you guys that I know that you'll be interested in. Now, the first one is this that I missed. Remember when I was talking about the assistants, the 311 new assistant United States attorneys positions? This person put 311 is penal code for pedo in many states. 311 new hires means a load of work coming in for these attorneys. Grab the popcorn, it's unfolding. Now, I happen to believe that what this person's speaking is the truth, that we will need to grab the popcorn, because I think that we're going to have need of it very soon. In fact, this week. I think it's going to all blow open on the 11th. I really do. So I guess this is not a coincidence, because I remember thinking 311, not 312, not 310, no, 311. And 11, of course, is an important number into the cabal. But it's interesting that 311 is the penal code for pedophilia in many states. And I believe that Arizona is one of those states. So I just think that that's worth mentioning, and just tell you that I missed that, and I'm sorry. I know a couple of you made comments on it, so you didn't miss it, but I did, and I miss it. From time to time. I probably miss it in every single video in one way or another, but hopefully we get to the truth sooner or later. All right, now, as I just noted, June 11th, it all blows open, and it has something to do with Assange, who is here in the States and has been here for months. So, now, where do I get this information? Well, I'll be quite honest where I get this information. First of all, I got it from Help or Anon. I don't know what else to call this person. They've been contacting me since I started doing these, and just kind of added a little bit of information here and there that I would have had no way of knowing, or in some ways, sometimes they just will, say you're on the right track. And there's more than one of them, but there's been one main one, and that's where I got that from, about June 11th, and also I heard it from the Spy. Now, I know what you're thinking, because many of you have asked me questions and said, is he for real? Is he, on the up and up? Is he a disinfo agent? Well, at that point, I wasn't comfortable to say one way or another, because I hadn't observed for long enough to be able to do that, and I didn't want to rush to judgment. So I have been doing that, and I'll tell you what I think about him and who I think he is. I do think that he does have some limited intelligence. I do think that he is working or has worked for the NSA. Now, this person does not say that they're Q, and he never, has made any indication that he thinks he's Q. In fact, he has vehemently denied that he is Q or has anything to do with Q or is associated in any way to Q. So, there you go. I think that he has some interesting information. I happen to believe that he does have some intel. So there you go. That's how I feel. Now, again, I could be wrong. He could be a big disinfo agent. I don't know. But my guts, I guess, my intuition says that he is someone that does have some information. So, and so far, he in no way has he discredited Q or has been diametrically opposed to anything that Q has said. So, I don't have cause for alarm yet. But anyway, he's another one. And that is where I got the information about Assange, because he says that Assange is here in the States and has been here for months. So June 11th, something is going to be revealed by Assange. Now, I am not, saying that this is 100% going to happen. I am saying that this is what people are saying is going to happen. I have no way, because I'm not a psychic. So, and none of us know exactly what will happen June 11th, except for maybe the people that know what is going to happen. You know what I'm saying. So anyway, let's go on. And I just want to recap on this CMEX tie to child trafficking camps, because it's important. And if you're listening to this video and you haven't listened to previous videos, then I just wanted to give you an update on what I'm talking about before I jump into it. Now, there's been child trafficking camps found in Tucson, Arizona. Yes, of course, the mainstream media is trying to make it seem like these are vagrant camps, homeless camps, but there are things found in this camp that would never be associated with homelessness, like rape trees and blood. I guess that could be associated with homelessness, but children's toys, restraints, all sorts of things. So anyway, now this week, connected to John Benet Ramsey case in Arizona, land is owned by CMEX. So the land that this camp has been discovered on is owned by CMEX. Now, CMEX is the second largest. They're either the largest or the second largest cement plant in the world. They're all over in many, many countries. And Carlos Slim, who's the owner of CMEX, is also second largest stockholder of the New York Times. CMEX is a partner of the Clinton Global Initiative and donor to the Clinton Foundation. CMEX is linked to Haiti through Clinton Foundation. And CMEX had quite a lot to do with what was happening in Haiti. CMEX is also owned by Bronfman Rothschilds. Sarah Bronfman, husband, becomes head of Libya USA Trade Initiative. CMEX is under DOJ investigation, and I did confirm that is the case. They are. Emiliano Salinas is the son of former president of Mexico. Salinas is also an ex-member of NXIVM. Salinas worked for Lazard Investments. Lazard Investments handled the restructuring of CMEX. Jonathan Rothschild is the mayor of Tucson. And there's another that I hope I've documented in here. There is another connection through Michelle Obama's brother and Loop Capital, our old friend Loop Capital, which we're visiting again. Now, this is what my helper, Anon, told me about Houston, okay? What's unfolding in and outside of Tucson now, or not, I said Houston, I'm sorry, I meant Tucson. I know it's in Arizona. Now, it's interesting because he misspelled Tucson both times. I don't know if that means anything. Probably not. It's probably just a typo. But anyway, what's unfolding in and outside of Tucson is less than 0.001% of the evil that we are involved in, it should say. And what's been discovered in Tucson is only human trafficking. And I think they meant to say what's discovered in Houston is only human trafficking, but there is also, outside of Houston, I think that's the way he's meaning to say this, child mass rape and murder, body organ extraction and smuggling, heroin smuggling, weapons smuggling in both directions, kidnapped children from the U.S. being trafficked into Mexico and beyond, sold like meat. ISIS is being infiltrated into the U.S. Huge quantities of cash are being moved in both directions. Murder for hire assassins are being infiltrated into the U.S. to deal with problems for the New World Order. Now, that we already are aware of just because of the Seth Rich thing and being killed by a hired assassin, an MS-13 gang member. Well, actually two of them who were later assassinated themselves. So, I think they're saying that Tucson is human trafficking, but also because it doesn't make sense to read it the way it's written. What's unfolding inside is less than 0.001% of the evil that we are involved with, and what's being discovered in Tucson is only human trafficking, child mass rape and murder, body organ extraction and smuggling, heroin smuggling, weapons smuggling in both directions, kidnapped children from the U.S., being trafficked into Mexico and beyond, sold like meat. But maybe he's it's just this only that's throwing me off. But perhaps he's being kind of tongue-in-cheek there, like sort of, in sarcastic, that, oh, it's only this and this and this and this and this. So ISIS is being infiltrated into the U.S. and large quantities of cash moved in both directions and hired assassins. And I'm just showing you this again. I showed this to you before. It's got big crates, shipping crates with CMEX on the outside. And of course, their product is shipped around the world. And they were the ones that delivered supplies for Haiti relief. And if a crate goes there, it must also come back. So it goes loaded with supplies. What does it come back loaded with? Just a thought. Now, here's something that will shock you, I hope. Saw this from David Wilson, but I did go out and look at this to verify that it was the case, and it is. CMEX has a patent to use blood in cement. Yeah. Apparently, for some reason, it makes the cement more resilient or stronger and also lighter. So they want to use blood in cement. Now, where do they get this blood? I don't know. Meat processing plants? I don't know. I'm just saying, just throwing it out there, okay? Now, there's also a link to Denver. Now, Denver always gets my ears pricked up because I have been a big proponent, I guess, of the Denver International Airport conspiracy. It was actually better by luck than good management. I don't believe in luck, but I ended up in the Denver airport. So I've known about this strange place for a long time. I wanted to go there, and then miraculously during an East Coast winter storm, I couldn't get back to Louisiana, and so I got routed up to South Dakota and down over to Colorado, and I ended up in the Colorado airport on a 5-hour layover. By the time I got back to Baton Rouge, I had been traveling for 24 hours straight. But anyway, during my 5-hour layover in Denver International Airport, I put my time to good use. I took an extraordinary amount of photographs that I wish I could show you, and I will when I can find them. They're on my crashed computer, and I have extracted the hard drive, and I do have another reader that I can get my stuff off there, but I have a lot of pictures of the airport. Just a bizarre place. And I'll tell you the other thing, that I did not feel myself there. I felt like I was being watched. I would always turn around and security would be behind me, possibly because I was taking pictures of murals that most of them have been painted over now. They were so controversial. But the whole time I was there, it just felt very, very odd there. And I did take the trains underneath because I wanted to see if there were indeed tunnels that were off the main track. Now, the train only goes from point A to point B. So what are all these tunnels running off from the main track? And I remember, I sat in the very last car so I could see into the dark. And And so, well, and it wasn't that dark because the lights in the train were on, so you could clearly see the tunnels. And I asked somebody, I said, "Hey, where do the tunnels go?" And they said, "Oh, those are just in case the train is running away or something like that." It didn't even make sense. I was like, that doesn't make a bit of sense. But anyway, so I did see them for myself. I saw many of the things that people claim are there. They are there. They are indeed there. But anyway, let's get into this because, I could yap on all night. I could talk your hind leg right off. Okay, so let's link CEMEX and the international airport. June 11th, by the way, June 11th, let me go back to the very first thing I commented on, is German Chocolate Day. German chocolate cake day. That's what it is. And also, I was just looking at this, National German Chocolate Cake Day. Yes, and actually it's also Corn on the Cob Day. So not only will it be like one of the best days ever because this stuff will be blown open, but it'll actually be National German Chocolate Cake Day, so we can have some chocolate cake and I guess some corn on the cob. Well, I don't know. They don't sound like they go together, but maybe they do. Let's get back to this. So, CEMEX USA brings high-quality cement directly to Denver with new distribution terminal. New CEMEX Denver Cement Terminal in Commerce City improves distribution of building material for projects throughout Colorado. Denver CEMEX USA has launched operations at a new rail-served cement distribution terminal in Commerce City, Colorado, designed to bring quality building materials to the Denver metro area. The new terminal strengthens the company's cement distribution capabilities across Colorado, meeting the designs of the growing construction economy. So, now this is... Also, they have been involved in the building of the airport there. So, let me see. What else is here? Let's go back. So, CEMEX has been involved and has now got this huge terminal in Denver. Now, this is from... Alimi Fuentes. I'm not sure how she pronounces her first name, but don't read this. Of course, you all still read it, but CEMEX USA linked to Denver International Airport developments. Who else is part of Denver International Area developments? Well, Loop Capital Markets. What are they building under Denver? Loop plus CEMEX plus Denver International Airport equals World Human Trafficking Hub. Now, I happen to believe that is so. I really do. And as soon as I heard about the CEMEX and Denver International Airport was involved in any way in that, my bells and whistles went off in my head, because I'm telling you, I know probably a portion of you have been through the Denver airport. And if you can't tell me that that's it's weird. It feels weird. There's something not right there. Big time not right. But then I'm very sensitive about places and things. Like I can walk in someplace and tell that there's been people arguing there. It's just, I don't know. It's weird, but... Okay, Denver International Airport, 25 miles outside of Denver on a property of 53 square miles, twice the size of Manhattan, sits one of the strangest airports in the world. And I concur, it is. Now, and I did see this, and I have a picture of it as well somewhere that's probably a clearer shot than this, but this is and it's like this big slab. It's very odd because it says Denver International Airport Dedication Capstone. Wellington E. Webb, Mayor, Governor Roy E. Romer, and Secretary of Transportation Federico Rene. Now, the time capsule beneath this stone contains messages and memorabilia to the people of Colorado in 2094. But here's the weird part. First of all, we've got the Masonic symbol here, and March 19th, 1994, but underneath it says the New World Airport Commission contributors. Now, there is no such thing as the New World Airport Commission. It doesn't exist, nor has it ever existed. So what is it? Seems a little odd. It also seems odd that the main terminal is called the Great Hall, same as Freemasonry. And it's also strange that they have this massive horse at the entrance with glowing red eyes, and it's nicknamed Blucifer. The people of Colorado think it's hideous, and I concur. It is. Not only that, and we'll get to this in a little bit, it killed its creator. It fell, and the head of the horse crushed the creator of this artistic piece. Now, what it's supposed to represent, no one knows. Some have suggested perhaps the horsemen of the apocalypse, don't know. But if they think that that makes travelers feel any better, those that are nervous about flying as they approach the airport, I think that they need some help. But it is a blue horse, and it's nicknamed Blucifer. Yes, that's the truth. Now here's another one of the murals. Now, as I said, some of these have been painted over, and maybe all of them have at this point. I'm not sure. I'd have to find out from someone that's traveling there frequently and is in and out of the airport. But here's a picture of a man with a gas mask, which leads me to believe that this may be some sort of germ warfare or biological warfare, because he's got a gas mask on and he's got a sword and he's slaying the dove. The dove is a symbol for peace, and it's also a symbol of the Holy Spirit. But I would say worldwide it's considered to be a symbol of peace. So he's holding a gun. I am not a gun aficionado, but could that be an AK-47? I don't know. Don't laugh at me if I'm way wrong, because I don't know. I believe in guns, absolutely, but just don't know the difference between all of the different guns. So here we have a circle, and it's women that are holding their infants and crying in grief because their infants are dead. And then we have these three children. We have a Mexican, we have what looks like a Caucasian child, and an African American child, and which is probably, representative for all nations. I don't know, because the Chinese aren't there and aren't represented, and some other, so I don't know. But anyway, this boy has either died or is resting with a teddy bear. This person is resting, and this person just looks shell-shocked. And they're resting on broken bricks, so they're resting on the foundation of whatever has wreckage, because over here we've got the wreckage as well. It looks like, to me, like the steel towers, the little shards of the steel towers to me, but that's just me. So and here you've got this kind of like a smell, which again makes me think that it's biological, and it's coming up from the middle here, and it's going around, and it's turning into a rainbow, and we'll see where that rainbow connects to another mural. And this is another part of the murals. This here is Quetzalcoatl, and it's been a while since I studied that, but it has something to do with the return of this bird at the end of the earth. And we've got this leopard that is in like a glass cage, don't know, and a penguin in a cage, and we've got blood and ocean. We've got smoke here on the land, burning down the trees, it looks like, and it looks like they're trying to save the animals. This one has a little squirrel here, and here's a buffalo that's been slaughtered, and his head placed as a trophy, and probably represents the slaughter of the buffalo. Here we've got a killer whale jumping out, but there's blood here. I don't know where it's jumping out from, but it looks like the ocean has been turned to blood. And we've got a turtle here, a giant turtle. And we've got a little, what I believe represents a Christian girl, because she's clutching her Bible and a rose. And we've got some other dead people in coffins. And so I don't know exactly. This leopard is dead. So what all this is representing, I don't know, but it seems to be, because there seems to be different races represented in different parts of the world. So I don't know. Now, under this, let me show you this again. Under this right here, this mural, which is very large, you've got on the floor, now the floor is made of marble, and it's got a sign that says AUAG. Now, I stood there for the longest time wondering what it could mean, and my first thought was gold and silver, because those are the symbols for gold and silver. So at a glance, AUAG would logically be the symbols for gold and silver, but these symbols can get a very twisted meaning if you consider that one of the founders of the airport also discovered a new deadly strain of hepatitis known as Australian antigen, or AUAG for short. It is said that AUAG could be a potential biological weapon. The creepiest part is that this symbol rests on the ground directly in front of the biological warfare mural. Bizarre facts about the Denver airport construction. Even though the area is basically flat, the expense and time was taken to extensively lower some areas and raise others. They moved 110 million cubic yards of earth around. This is about a third of the amount of earth they moved when they dug out the Panama Canal. The entire roof of the Denver International Airport is made of 15 acres of Teflon-coated woven fiberglass. The place looks like a bizarre scene out of Dune, composed of huge spiked tent-like structures. The material reflects 90% of the sunlight and doesn't conduct heat, so you can't see into the place with radar or see heat signatures. And I will concur that it is a very, very strange landscape that's over with all these peaked spike-like structures. It's very odd. I'll see if I can find some pictures just out on Google for you when we're done here. President Obama was in Denver September 27th last year when Comet Alanin passed by the Earth, barely missing us by 22 million miles. Some say that if the comet would have struck Earth, it's back to the Stone Age for us. Nonetheless, there was a chance that it could have hit, and President Obama was conveniently ushered to Denver, which, in my opinion, adds more to the existence of not only a military bunker, but also the largest, most advanced bunker in the U.S., as the president wouldn't go to some half-assed bunker if there was a threat of complete world destruction. So the other thing I wanted to say is that around the Denver airport, it's been bought up by the Queen, which I think is odd. But yes, a large portion of land outside of the Denver International Airport belongs to the Queen. So 4, people have long wondered why the Denver International Airport was built in the first place. With the Stapleton Airport already nearby, such an extensive and lengthy project seemed unnecessary. Instead, theorists believe it was a ploy to cover up a larger project with a massive construction site. That's what I happen to believe. There's just no way to make sense of this airport. There really isn't. Spreading upwards of 35,000 acres of land, the Denver International Airport is enormous. Not only is it the third largest airport in the world, but it's more than double the size of the next largest airport in the United States. In the end, its construction caused builders to go $2 billion over budget. But that wasn't all. Perhaps, number 6, perhaps, strangest of all, is that despite its undeniably massive size, the Denver airport didn't have as many runways as the Stapleton had. And it wasn't even one of the top 5 busiest airports in the United States. These facts have only led to more suspicions about the ongoings at the airport. So their reason to build it is because the Stapleton was too small and it was too far away. And so they build this airport that's massive in size, but Denver wasn't even one of the top 5 busiest airports in the United States, and the runway now has less runways than it had before. Does that make sense? Because it doesn't to me. Many people traveling by the Denver airport have noticed the extremely strange artwork displayed on its walls. Over the years, this art has been considered so unsettling that some of it had to be removed to appease travelers. A plaque can be found in the building stating it was founded by the New World Airport Commission. There's just one problem. That group doesn't exist. This has caused many people to believe it could be a sign pointing to involvement from the New World Order, a secret totalitarian world government believed to exist by many conspiracy theorists. Well, not only conspiracy theorists, but it's conspiracy fact. Many airport staff members have reported strange happenings over the years since the airport's construction. These include bizarre noises and whispers of an on-site morgue to underground doors leading all over the place. People find the possibility of the morgue so unsettling because bodies are never kept at airports, just shipped to or from to be transported elsewhere. Another bizarre event in February of 2007 caused 14 planes to mysteriously have their windshields cracked in a 2-hour time frame. When examined by investigators, they claimed it happened because of foreign object debris, while no one can explain exactly what that was. Etched on the floor of the Denver Airport's Great Hall, and this is just going over what I stated earlier, is a large tile stating AUAG. It might seem completely innocuous, especially since these are the symbols of gold and silver and likely are tribute to the rich mining history of Colorado, right? At least that's what we're led to believe. Instead, many people wonder if the letters are a nod to one of the airport's largest donors, an anonymous person who supposedly found a new strain of hepatitis so strong it could be used in biological warfare. The strain was allegedly called Australian antigen, aka AUAG. Furthermore, many people have questioned other tiles at the airport, including one that says Mount Blanca. This was where the Knights Templar famously signed their charter, which mentioned they'd gather to form a new world order. The biggest cause for belief in a conspiracy at Denver Airport surrounds the rumored bunkers hidden beneath it. This blueprint depicts 5 buildings from the initial construction site that officials later claimed were incorrectly placed. But instead of being demolished, like would be normally done, they were buried beneath the airport. And this is the sketch of what was buried. This was only discovered after an anonymous whistleblower brought the prints to light, and it was also confirmed by airport officials who claim they're only used as storage. This theory only becomes more strange when the underground luggage system at the Denver airport stopped working in 2005. It still hasn't been fixed. Of course, this led many people to believe it's being used to transport something else underground. What that could be isn't known. 14. People have long found it strange that the Denver airport featured this incredibly horrifying 32-foot tall horse statue nicknamed Lucifer at its entrance. Well, it turns out the sculpture even killed its creator, artist Louis Jimenez, who worked on the 9,000-pound beast when its head suddenly fell on him and destroyed an artery in his leg. It's a little creepy. 15. Other theorists have also pointed out how similar the Denver airport runway layout looks to a swastika when photographed from above. Nevertheless, officials claim it was designed this way so multiple planes could leave simultaneously. And when you look, here's the one that isn't outlined, and here's the when it's after it's been outlined. So very clearly a swastika. 15. Other visitors to the Denver airport have pointed out the bizarre nature of this piece of artwork depicting a woman named Gail standing next to a meteorite. To make it even more eerie, one of the lights in the hall constantly blurs out her face. It looks like something from a horror movie. And it is odd. I mean, it's this picture of a woman named Gail. And how do we know that? Because underneath it says, "My sister Gail on vacation, 1962, actual size." And it says, meteorite found near Canyon Diablo, weight 535 pounds. And this is it right there. So that's odd. 16. Not long ago, the town of Lochbuie, I hope that that's the way you pronounce that, was shaken by a massive boom originating close to the Denver airport. Many people said it was so intense that it shook their homes, causing items to fall from their walls. Still, there was no registered earthquake that day. Nearby, Buckley Air Force Base claims they were already finished with drills by the time it took place. This has caused some theorists to believe what was evidence that the Denver airport is expanding its underground bunkers. Lastly, the mural depicting children celebrating the defeat of the gas-masked Nazi-looking man has caused some interesting theories. Some have come forward claiming it to represent the submission of America to Germany, since a few of the children appear to be handing their weapons to a boy in Bavarian traditional garb. Now, this is the other side of that mural. Remember when I said it was turning into a rainbow? Well, this is where it extends to, and it goes around this group of children that are truly international. We've got a Mountie up here, Canada, and we've got Central American nations, we've got African nations, we've got all nations, it would seem, represented here. And they are indeed bringing their weapons to this very German-looking boy, and Aryan-looking boy, I would say, who is pounding them into plowshares. And of course, the Bible says that they will beat their, when the Messiah comes, though, they will beat their weapons into plowshares. And meaning that instead of taking up arms against one another to kill one another, those same weapons will be used as something productive to grow crops and for agricultural purposes. So that's good. And you see the death or the toppling of this man that was tormenting them and bringing death. And you see two doves here instead of just one. And here this guy has like a big, thing of knives that are being wrapped around by the American flag. So this is obviously America. So, and it's just, and the banner over them is peace. So that is what that is about. Now, Loop Capital, the firm where Michelle Obama's brother, Craig Robertson, was formerly a partner, funds tunneling infrastructure projects and may have been among the firms involved with the original construction of the tunnels under the Denver International Airport. Do you think all this is related? Or do you think I'm on a wild goose chase? I'd be interested to know what you guys think. That's it for this video. I probably will be back tonight with another video. I've probably got enough stuff to do 10 videos if I wanted to. I've just been, researching this stuff and grabbing little still shots and stuff so I don't forget it. But yeah, anyway, that's it for this one. And please like and subscribe. And if you want to be subscribed, and make sure if you want to be subscribed that you are still subscribed, because they are dropping my subscribers, and people say, what, I was subscribed and somehow got unsubscribed. So just check. If you do want to be subscribed, make sure you are, and that you hit the bell button so that you'll be notified of future videos. I think you guys are awesome, and thank you for listening. Stay safe.